to avoid spoilers. Similarly, if you're unfamiliar with the game, be warned, this analysis will contain spoilers. Let's jump right in. Affected bodies in the aftermath of the Jackson attack. This is a show original edition, as the game doesn't feature a horde breaching Jackson. In part 2 of the game, Joel's death happens at the ski lodge, and Jackson remains a safe haven, with the focus shifting to Ellie's grief. So, in the game, Ellie and Dina leave for Seattle after Joel's death, driven by Ellie's need for revenge against Abby and her group. We see Ellie waking up in a hospital bed, screaming in horror as an aide tries to calm her. She's bruised and clearly traumatized, highlighting her PTSD. In the game, right after Joel's death, Ellie is in her bed in Jackson, grieving, when Tommy enters, setting up the tension between staying to rebuild Jackson and pursuing Abby. The show's hospital scene might replace this bedroom moment, serving the same purpose of showing Ellie's initial reaction, but with added physical and emotional vulnerability. Next, we see Ellie entering Joel's house, clutching his jacket and burying her face in it, in a moment of raw grief. She then opens a small red box, revealing Joel's cracked watch and his revolver, symbolizing the choices she faces. This scene aligns closely with the game, where Ellie and Dina do visit Joel's house post-death, and Ellie interacts with his belongings in a similar way. The watch, a gift from Joel's late daughter Sarah, represents love and compassion, Joel's softer side. The revolver, however, symbolizes violence and vengeance, the path Ellie's about to choose. Her clinging to the jacket reflects her struggle to hold onto Joel's memory while being consumed by rage, but taking the gun shows her choice to pursue a violent path. Then Tommy is shown in a dimly lit room, surrounded by covered bodies, sitting near one I assume is Joel's. He breaks down, overwhelmed by guilt and loss. In the game, Tommy doesn't have this exact scene, but he does visit Ellie and discusses his concerns, showing his own grief and conflict over leaving Jackson. This frame captures Tommy's despair, reflecting his failure to protect Joel during the chaos. Tommy's tears echo his game dialogue, where he's torn between staying to rebuild and seeking revenge. In the game, he leaves a note for Ellie, saying he's going after Abby's group, and we later see him in Seattle, hardened by his quest. The show's focus on his despair might delay his departure, letting us see more of his leadership in Jackson. Next, Ellie is at Joel's grave, her expression a mix of sorrow and resolve. This matches the game, where Ellie visits Joel's grave in Jackson, grieves, and then walks to the side to meet Dina, discussing their plan to leave for Seattle. This frame marks a turning point for Ellie, where grief hardens into determination. The gravestone is a stark reminder of her loss, pushing her toward vengeance. I expect Dina to appear in the next beat, as in the game, where they solidify their plan to head to Seattle, possibly after overcoming Maria's objections. Another frame shows Ellie and Dina sitting together, with Dina revealing she knows about the Washington Liberation Front, the group that killed Joel, showing a sketch of their patch seen in episode 2. This fits the narrative perfectly, as Dina spotted the WLF patch on one of Abby's group's belongings in episode 2 before Ellie arrived. It makes sense that Dina would now help Ellie identify Joel's killers and their likely destination. It cements Ellie and Dina's partnership in their revenge quest. Next, a montage shows Ellie training intensely, intercut with WLF members marching, likely in Seattle. The game doesn't show Ellie training, as she and Dina leave for Seattle relying on their patrol skills. Ellie's training reflects her transformation into a vengeance-driven warrior, preparing for the dangers ahead. The WLF's march introduces their militaristic nature, setting them up as a major threat. In part 2 of the game, the WLF is a paramilitary group fighting the Seraphites, a cult rejecting technology. Ellie encounters them in Seattle, where their conflict complicates her hunt for Abby. The show's montage might be setting up an earlier look at the WLF operations. The trailer ends with Abby sleeping. The WLF scenes might include Abby, hinting at her role in their ranks. In the game, Abby returns to Seattle after killing Joel, and we later play as her, learning her motivations. Joel killed her father, a Firefly surgeon. This frame humanizes Abby, contrasting her episode 2 actions. We'll find out more when the episode airs this Sunday. That's all for now. What are your expectations for the third episode? Should the show faithfully mirror the game's scenes or mix things up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more.